What's up, everybody? Y'all already know what time it is. It's finally here. The top 10 running backs of my generation, man. In my personal opinion, these players aren't going to be listed off of stats alone. They're going to be listed off of personal opinion, plus a little bit of stats sprinkled in here and there. You know what I mean? But for the most part, these are my personal opinions of my favorite running backs of our generation. I'm 37 years old, so do the math. You know what I mean? And you cannot, like I said, you cannot be playing currently. You have to be retired or in a Hall of Fame. We could take you. You know what I mean? But you cannot be playing current day. So we're gonna jump right into this thing here, man. We're gonna go into number 10, man. Marshawn Lynch, baby. Marshawn Lynch. How can it get better? How can it get better, man? Out of Oakland Technical High School, 2 years at Cal, a first round pick in 2007, 12th overall to the Buffalo Bills, 10,000 plus running yards, 85 touchdowns. Marshawn Lynch, man, what more can I say, man? Beast mode. He's named Beast mode for a reason. So when you look at Marshawn Lynch, especially when he was there at when he first got drafted to the Buffalo Bills, that first year was kind of crazy, man. I've seen hard runners, but he does it differently. Like the way Pacheco does it now, that's what I see in Pacheco. I see the way Marshawn Lynch ran his first couple years out there at in Buffalo. So Marshawn Lynch used to get the job done. He used to have a hell of 5 yards per carry average. And when he do get the ball, it's hard to get him down, man. You think you're gonna get him down with them arms, you're bugging the fuck out. Even when he catch the ball, it's still dangerous, man. He's still gonna come with that acceleration and that ferociousness. So he's gonna get up the field and he's gonna get positive yards. Bottom line. So yeah, I had to put him at number 10, man. Y'all gonna see this list. This list gets a little crazy. You know what I'm saying? Marshawn Lynch at 10. I know people like, what the fuck? Nah, the list gets crazy. But listen though, Marshawn Lynch created a whole live earthquake damn near. So bottom line, man, he has to be on a list of my personal favorite running backs of our generation, man. The best ones of our generation. Period. Number 10, Marshawn Lynch. All right, y'all. Coming in at number 9. Number 9, Eddie George. I got Eddie George out of Ohio State, the 1995 Heisman Trophy winner. The going into the 1996 draft as a first round pick, drafted by the then Houston Oilers, now Tennessee Titans. He's another 10K plus running back, 68 total rushing touchdowns. Now, a lot of people going to look at it like Marshawn Lynch at 10 and you got Eddie George at 9. I mean, some people like it, but some people really don't. But at the end of the day, for me, it was what he meant to the Tennessee Titans. Even though they did have McNair, Eddie George was it, man. Eddie George was it. So, and the motherfucker's tank never went on E, man. How? This motherfucker ran for 200 yards after going into the locker room getting the IV, man. I mean, the tank was full every time he went out there. He's a unique character, man. Eddie George really didn't talk a lot of shit on the field, but he let his play really back up a lot of that non-talking, man, because Eddie used to play Ray Lewis like nobody else. Maybe like Jerome Bettis, but I think Eddie George gave Ray Lewis his best run for his money when it comes to individual matchups, like real individual matchups, defense versus offense, one-on-one. Eddie George gave Ray Lewis a run for his fucking money when Ray Lewis was Ray, when Ray Lewis was Sugar. You know what I'm saying? When Ray Lewis was knocking motherfuckers out, when the rules was a little bit different. But when it come to Eddie, man, Eddie George was definitely one of my favorite running backs to watch, man. Every time I played the Tennessee Titans, meaning the Baltimore Ravens, it was like, yo, I don't want to play Eddie, man, because I know that motherfucker gonna go all the way to the fourth quarter. He gonna go full tank all the way to the fucking fourth quarter. So I respect that, and that's definitely why he's on my list, man. And everybody used to watch Eddie, man. Everybody know Eddie George. Everybody used to play that Madden when it came out with Eddie on the front, man. That's one of the best Maddens ever. Eddie George was on the front of that thing, man. So Eddie George, man, coming in at number 9, baby. Yeah! Coming in at number 8. Number 8, my boy. My boy. Y'all know this one right here is a little bit personal to me. If you know me, you know why, man. But Edgerrin James coming straight out of the U, baby. coming straight out of the U, man. Miami, Florida, Miami University, spent 2 years, man. Went into the 1999 draft as the 4th overall pick. Won the NFL Rookie of the Year with the Indianapolis Colts. Had first team All Pro his rookie year and went to the Pro Bowl, and he is a Hall of Famer. 12K plus. I think he had 80 touchdowns total. Rushing touchdowns, excuse me. What more can I say about Edgerrin James, man? Coming straight out of Florida, a Florida boy with the slugs, man. He had the slugs, man, straight up. He came in the league with the dreads, and I'm trying to think, was anybody actually like him before Edgerrin James? I don't believe so. He was kind of like Allen Iverson was to the NBA. Like, I'm not wearing no suit. I'm coming in here with what I want to wear. You know what I mean? I'm going to do what I want to do as far as how I look, my appearance. And that's exactly what Edgerrin James did. And he said that in his speech in the Hall of Fame. So when it comes to edge, man, rushing, catching, and then he had Peyton Manning coming fresh out. So he had an excellent quarterback, but Edgerrin James really showed his talent every time he got that perfect ball from that good quarterback. When he got that ball from the quarterback, that was it. That's all Edgerrin needed. Either it was a handoff or it was a deep pass, honestly. Edgerrin James used to catch some long-ass fucking passes from Peyton Manning. But this is not a biased pick. It's not because he's from Miami, but, man, look, Edgerrin James definitely deserves to be number 8 on my list, man. Edgerrin James came into the league, and he kind of changed things from a appearance standpoint from black running backs and black players in general, man, because ain't nobody had the gold slugs in their mouth before Edgerrin James. At least I haven't seen. I could be wrong. But at the end of the day, man, number eight, Edgerrin motherfucking James, baby. Let's go. Number 7, baby. We right here at number 7. Coming in at number 7, y'all see who it is. The bus, Jerome Bettis. Jerome Bettis coming in out of Notre Dame, 2 years at Notre Dame, was drafted 10th overall in the 1993 NFL draft by the LA Rams. But eventually the Rams moved to St. Louis around 1995, and we all know what kind of offense they started running around that time. So they had to kind of move in a different direction, so they traded him across the damn country to Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh only gave up a 2nd-round pick and a 4th-round pick. So after that, you know, everything else is history, man, because once they got Jerome went fucking bananas, man. The bus was fucking born. So when it comes to me, this is also a personal pick for me because I am a Ravens fan, as everybody knows and everybody can see. But at the same time, playing Jerome Bettis used to get the fuck on my nerves, man. He the big OG, though. I'm going to talk about him on a personal level off the field first. He the big OG, man. He used to, I can tell he used to be the best kind of leader in the locker room. If I was an NFL player, I probably would definitely want to play with somebody like Jerome Bettis. So when it comes to Jerome, he definitely had that great leadership quality, and he showed it on the field. Now, on the field, obviously, man, that big motherfucker used to do shit that I used to be like, how? How is he getting these yards? How is he outrunning Chris McAlister? How is he outrunning Chris McAlister? It used to boggle my mind when it come to Jerome Bettis, man. This big ass dude, dog, literally a big ass dude, used to run motherfuckers over, and he used to juke motherfuckers, and he used to run straight past you. I mean, 13K plus with this big motherfucker. Come on, man. And he's a Hall of Fame running back, man. So Jerome Bettis, man, definitely was one of the greatest running backs of our generation, man. And I used to love watching him play, even though he was one of my greatest rivals. He also, like I told you with Eddie George, gave Ray Lewis a run for his money. Eddie George and Jerome Bettis gave Ray Lewis a run for his money every time out one-on-one matchups, man. So coming in at number 7, baby, Jerome the Bus Bettis. Let's go. Bye. Excuse me. But listen. Excuse me. This is where the shit get crazy on the list, man. Coming in at number 6, we got LT, man, LaDainian Tomlinson, the Froghorn product, man. Coming in at the 5th overall pick in the 2001 NFL draft, man. I'm not gonna get into nothing else but this motherfucking stat line. This guy's stat line is off the charts to me, man. Outrageous as a running back. As a running back, man. He'll juke you, he'll run past you, and he'll stiff arm your face mask completely off, man. But let's get into this man's stats, man. First of all, he's a 13K plus rusher, man. And then he ran for hold on, wait a minute. I'm sorry. We gotta get into this. 13K plus. 4.3 average per carry. 145 rushing touchdowns over his whole career. 624 receptions. 4,772 receiving yards and 17 touchdowns. But this is where the shit get crazy. 143 passing yards and 7 total passing touchdowns in his career as a running back. A running back. Like I say, man, LT would go through a hole and you'll see his ass 15 yards down the field after that. Like, how the hell did he get through that? Or even if it's a screen from Phillip Rivers, it's over. If 2-1 get a screen, 2-1 taking it back more than likely. It's going to the end zone, man. I wish them younger years he would have gotten the Super Bowl because LT would have won a lot of Super Bowls if the team was built different. I'm not sure what was going on in San Diego in those years, man. But for him to not make it to the Super Bowl them years, if he would have made it to the Super Bowl them years, he would have ran it up. If he had the right team around him, he would have ran it up in the Super Bowl, period. LT was a scoring machine. That year he broke the record. I mean, and he had the teardrop. Tell me that wasn't one of the illest end zone joints ever. The teardrop shit was ill, man. I don't give a fuck what nobody say, man. Nobody. He was on the level of Priest Holmes with the little shit when he went in the end zone. Look, I ain't gonna get into that. That's a whole nother show for a whole nother day, man. Listen, LT, man. Look at the stats. Look at the man numbers. Coming in at number 6 on my list, man. Imagine what the rest gonna be like. Boom! Okay, y'all, coming in at number 5, man. We getting down to the nitty. Y'all see who it is, man. Forget a big red S. Superman wear 2-8 on his chest, man. When I heard that, I was like, yeah, man, Marshall Faulk's really the truth, man. Bottom line, man. Listen, Marshall Faulk, San Diego State, man. 2 years at San Diego State. He was drafted number 2 overall, man. Number 2 overall in 1994 NFL draft? Number 2 overall? Come on, man. That's back in the day when running backs was valued very greatly, and he was it. You understand? He was it that year. Came to the Indianapolis Colts, won Rookie of the Year. This boy's stat line is crazy too. He's a 12K plus rusher, 100 touchdowns, 767 receptions, 6,000 plus receiving yards, and 37 receiving touchdowns, man. Marshall Faulk, the shit he used to do in traffic, in chaos, the juice that man used to pull off, the spin moves that man used to pull off in that much space, it's bar none. Almost close to one person. Y'all know who that is, but I ain't gonna name him. He probably up there. We don't know. He might not even be on the fucking list. But who knows, man? Marshall Faulk, man. The wheel route god. Call him OG wheel route. You put Marshall Faulk on a wheel route against a linebacker, it's over. You put Marshall Faulk on an out or in or whatever, or a fade on the corner, it's fucking over. You're not going to be able to cover him, man, because his route running ability was crazy. That man didn't even look the part. They used to say they used to be like, where Marshall Faulk at, looking dead at him. Because he didn't really look the part of a superstar running back, like doing the shit that he was doing on the field. He was man, look, Marshall Faulk, I used to love his cleats that he used to wear. I don't know if anybody really remember that, but I used to love the cleats he used to wear, his celebrations, and he used to talk that shit too. So he was a dog, man. A lot of people really don't give Marshall the credit. Even though he's a Hall of Famer, I feel as though he deserves a lot more credit than what he gets, man. But coming in at number 5, y'all know what time it is, man. Greatest show on turf. Marshall, let's go. Coming in at number 4. Number 4, y'all see who it is. Y'all know what time it is when it comes to this man right here, man. Emmitt Smith. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm going to be very honest, man. He coming out of Pensacola, Florida, another Florida boy on the list. Florida Gators, 2 years, played very well. Beast, number 17 overall for the Dallas Cowboys. Emmitt Smith was a dog, man. Was a great runner of the ball back in the day when running the ball was different than it is now. Emmitt Smith was a dog, but I gotta be honest, man. The only reason that he here is because he really beat out Walter Payton. He really got 18K plus. Whew, that's a lot, and he played injured a lot. So, and he used to get hit a lot harder than people get hit nowadays, man. So I give respect where it's due, man. But Emmitt had a lot of help, man. That whole offensive line was bananas, crazy. Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, Deion Sanders on the other side. It was a lot. That whole team was just a bunch of crazy ballers, Hall of Famers across the board. So Emmitt, man, he gets on this list off the strength. I fuck with Emmitt though, man. Emmitt was a great running back. Don't get me twisted, man. I just ain't, you know what I mean? Emmitt get on this list because he really beat out Walter Payton for the yards, man. Them yards is tough to get. He got 18 of them things, 18K. Woo! And that motherfucker was, like I say, he played in a different kind of era, so his shoulder be dead for the whole game, but he's still rushing for 200 yards. So Emmitt Smith get that respect, man. He definitely number 4 on the list, man. So let's go. We keep going, baby. Number 3 next, baby. Number 3. Let's go. Okay, y'all, we getting down to it, man. Number 3, y'all see who it is? Number 20, man. Number 20 is all. Even though we wasn't born, we wasn't really watching football when he first got. Listen, you're lying to yourself if you tell me you was watching football when Barry first got started. You wasn't. But at the same time, we all know as football connoisseurs, we all know what time it is when it comes to Barry Sanders, man. But I personally did get to see him like in 98, 97, because I used to watch football back then. I did. So I did get to see him, but it wasn't like I got to see him when he was just shaking and baking the Chicago Bears in the bottle. You know what I mean? We all know who Barry Sanders is. We know what he can do. Barry Sanders definitely get my nod off the strength of one thing. Only 9 years, 15K plus, opposed to 13 years and 18,000, which Emmitt Smith got. If he wouldn't have retired, he would have probably smashed that record, to be honest with you. So, Barry Sanders, you get that nod to me, man. There's nobody that used to juke like you. You was the first of your kind to come in the league. Fast, speed, shifty, quick, all that, man. You really didn't have to put much. Your games, they got a highlight of your losses. Your lost yards is a highlight tape. That's crazy, man. So, Emmitt Smith, you get that nod, baby. Let's go. Number 2 coming up, y'all. We almost there. We almost there. Y'all probably got a little hint of who it is, but y'all might not know. Let's go. All right, y'all. I know what y'all might say, but y'all might got respect for this, man. I don't know, man. I really don't care. Just put it in the comments, man. I love a good debate, man. But at the end of the day, number 2. Y'all see who it is, man. The yardage speaks for itself, man. The production speaks for itself. Coming out of Miami, 3rd round pick, also, man. Fresh out of Miami, 3rd round pick. Had a hella knee injury. And for him to do what he did, the mileage that he put on that knee still, and get 16K plus, Frank Gore definitely belongs here, man. Because it's Emmitt Smith, it's Walter Payton, and it's and Frank Gore. Excuse me. Come on, man. He's right above Barry Sanders, and Barry Sanders is on my list. He's number number 3. So I'm gonna say Frank Gore definitely deserves to be here, in my opinion. The one of the number 2 running back of our generation. Put it like that, man. He's definitely number 2 running back of our generation. He ran for 16K, man. He ran for 16K. You know what I'm saying? So we watched him more than Emmitt, and we watched him more than Barry Sanders. So that's why he's definitely number 2 also. But the numbers speaks for themselves, man. He did it on a bum knee too, man. And that knee was fucked up. But he put mileage on that motherfucker, and he did it greatly. He did it greatly, man. So he get all the respect that he need from me, period. Number 2 on my list, man. Number 1 coming up, man. We here, baby. Let's go. And here it is, people. The number 1 running back of my generation, my personal opinion, Adrian Peterson, all day. AD. This is the only, even, it's so crazy, at the running back position, the most physical and beat you down position in the NFL. This kid was in high school, and college coaches said that they believe that he was probably the only player that they've seen to be able to actually probably go from high school to the NFL. The only player at the running back position. When he left high school and he played in that Army-Navy game, I believe it's the Army-Navy game, All-Star High School game. I believe that's what it is. Man, look, man. I was like, who's number 28? Why is he handling these young boys like this? He must have been in college or something. Man, no, the boy wasn't even a freshman in college yet, man. He got to Oklahoma, put that black visor on. Man, it was up from there, bruh. Nobody was stopping Adrian Peterson from that point on in college to the point where he retired. When he got drafted to the Minnesota Vikings that one game, man, his rookie year, man, I never forget it. They had the boy at punt returning. He was returning kicks, like going crazy against the Chicago Bears, man. Brian Urlacher's defense was not one to sneeze at, man. He came out there as a rookie, fresh, bust their head on special teams and at the running back position. It was crazy, man. Adrian Peterson deserves to be number one running back of our generation because no other running back came into the league like Adrian Peterson. I don't care what you say. All the names that I listed did not come in the league like Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson was the last a true running back drafted in the first round. Saquon Barkley, all that other shit, missed me. Adrian Peterson was the last true running back to get drafted in the first round. Because if you drafted in the first round nowadays as a running back, I don't know. I just don't see the value in it. It's very hard to draft a running back in the first round, but AP was the last true running back to go in the first round, man. And in my opinion, he should have won a Super Bowl. I wish he was another one of those players I wish would have been on the team that could have won. He was maybe 6 yards away from Eric Dickerson all-time single-season rushing record. Come on, man. AP, man, all day. You can't tell me motherfuckers wasn't scared to play Adrian Peterson. Them niggas don't want that motherfucker coming down the barrel, and that's with Earl, Jim, Michael Allscott, Jerome Bettis, Eddie George, whoever. Nobody wanted to see 28 coming down the barrel, man. There's one more, it's a clip, and then I'm going to go. It's one clip that will tell you everything you need to know about how that motherfucker ran the ball. Look at his combine 40. And you know how the camera is faced to the front of the player running towards the finish line. When that motherfucker started that 40, look at that motherfucking face. Look how crazy and mean and aggressive that motherfucker looked running that ball. That's all I needed to see. Before that, I was sold. But when I seen how his aggressiveness running the ball, Adrian Peterson was one of a kind, man. One of a kind, man. He ran over somebody and stepped on their whole chest and kept going, man. Adrian Peterson, in my personal opinion, the number one running back of our generation. Fuck with me.